If you're serious about your life and you really want to look like your role model, you should keep on watching this video. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Olapel and this is Olapel's Hub, a place for young minds who are looking out to be better versions of themselves while they grow their impact and their influence. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to be like your role model. So let's face it, everybody has a role model. We all have people we want to look like. We have people we are looking up to. We have people that their lifestyle just intrigues us, and because of that we just want to look like them. Like, we just want them to give us the formula that they apply to their lives, just so that we can have results in our lives just like them. We can have the kind of results that they produce in their life. And to be honest, this is not anything bad at all. Like, this is a good thing. So in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about the things that you have to do just so that you can be like your own role model. Okay, being like your role model is not anything as difficult as you think. It is easier than you think. I tell you, it is so easy. And you need three things, to be honest, like three things that I recommend. The first thing that you need is the picture of your role model. The second thing that you need is the books that your role model have written, and the third thing you need compilation of the messages, their speakings and recordings, podcasts and all of that. So you might ask me that, what if my role model has none of these? Just keep on watching. What do we do with these things? The first thing I'm going to be talking about is books. Books are the way people document what they've gone through. Books are the way people document whatever it is that they know, whatever it is that they have to give to the upcoming generation. Books are the way people document their life, right? So your role model, let me even say that your role model is somebody who could have been your mentor, but you don't have access to. Although sometimes your mentor could also be your role model, as we know that mentors are people that we have direct access to, that we can access them anytime. But most of the time, some people fall into the rank of role models just because we cannot access them. We don't have easy access to them. Role model are people that you can't access, but you can access their resources. For instance, their book. So when you get the books of your role model, you sit down with them, you digest them, you squeeze out the juice from them. From these books, you find out how they think, you find their train of thought, you find their pattern of thought, you will see the kind of patterns that they have in their life, you will see the kind of way they live their life, you will know how they think, you will know how they pattern their life. You just get a picture into the secret part of their life, right? Like, if you stay with their books, I don't mean one book. If they've written several books, you should get as many as you can, to be honest, because this is just one way you can be like them. Because there's just this popular saying from the scripture that says that as you behold, you become. So the more you read their books, the more you read their treasures, the more you soak out juices from them, the more you interact with them, the more you interact with their resources, you become like them, you begin to think like them, you begin to act like them, you begin to have like the same pattern, the same thought pattern as they are. And that is one of the reasons you have to really know why someone is your role model. It shouldn't be like you don't want to live a kind of lifestyle, but your role model is someone who lives the opposite of the lifestyle you want to live. Because the moment you start interacting with their lifestyle, it becomes yours. So this is a guide to even choosing the role model. A role model is someone that you admire the entirety of their lives. Like, if a particular phase of their life begins to replicate in yours, it will be something that you would appreciate, right? So in as much as someone is your role model, you should be careful to understand that if you begin to interact with them so closely and so much, you begin to replicate certain patterns of their lives. And if the entirety of their life is not what you would like, then you should be careful. Another thing that you're going to need to become like your role model is their teachings, their speakings, whatever speaking engagement that they have. Ensure that you attend their conferences, their speakings, whether they are the host or they are the facilitators. Ensure you are there virtually, physically, just be there. You wouldn't even know. From there, you might even have access to them, but beyond the access, right, you're following these people closely. Like, when you follow people closely, that is when you begin to find out the secret of their life. And whether or not you like it, there's just one thing about nature. When nature sees your diligence in putting in this work, I feel like that's what happened between Elijah and Elisha. Elijah was not as close to Elijah as the rest of the other prophets who were even sons of the prophet. Elisha was not a son of the prophet, but because he was, as much as he was far, he was following closely. And that's the thing, you might be far, but you should learn to follow closely, right? Even be from this place that they can identify you and You could be lucky, like I mean, you could be blessed and they might just get to meet you one-on-one, or you get someone who is close to them or their PA or whatever. But you get what I'm saying. I know that the motive is not to meet them one-on-one. The motive is not to like, let me just go for this speaking so that I would have access to her, or I'll get her phone number. It's because you're following them close. There's something about their life that you want to catch. There's something about their life that you want to tap into. There's just something that amazes you and you want to know the secret. So it's not until when you get their phone number. Sometimes by the time you get too close, it even becomes a distraction. So I just even needed to say that already. Another thing I would like to say before I move on to the next is that in as much as you're trying to be like them, in as much as you're trying to replicate some certain things in their life, please know that you should not lose yourself in this process. You are not in the process of photocopying. You are in the process of learning so you can become in your own version. There's a difference between that. You're in the process of bringing out the result in your own version, not in their version. Right. The third thing you would like to do to really be like your role model is to have their pictures. This is something that gives you the drive. Like when you have a picture just close to you, when you see it, it reminds you that this is what I want to become. If you're not in the mood to read and then you see that picture, you'll be like, oh wow, I've not even read that book today. Let me pick up the book, because that looks like a reminder. That looks like an assurance that you can be that picture that you want to be. In all these things, I must say that it's not enough to read their books. It's not enough to attend all of their programs. It's in that you do your work. It is in that you carry out your own responsibility. You're not going to become by just reading their books and by just following them. You have to put in the work. And there's one video I did, declarations versus work. I'm going to link it somewhere here, talking about you need to like put in the work. You cannot just be declaring. You cannot just be following this person closely, listening to every secret of their life, and then you're not implementing it into your own life. You're not going to become like, you're just going to keep on saying that you want to be like this person, but you're never going to become. So as much as you're consuming their resources, as much as you're squeezing out juices from them and you're taking them in, please ensure that you put in the work. And another secret, this one is even a secret that I want to say, is that when you see people you want to become like, you need to pray for them. There are 2 reasons you need to pray for them. The more you pray for them, the more many things about them begins to dawn on you, and then somehow you just become like them. Somehow you just replicate their results in your own original state, right? And another thing that it does is that your prayer prevents them from making mistakes, so that as you follow them, you won't fall into that error, right? It's just like you're following somebody who is walking and you don't know that there's a pit before. So, but because you're following the person, you're not looking at the ground, you're looking up to that person. The moment the person falls, it takes someone who is very, very conscious to be able to stop before the person falls as well. It has it that you're going to fall. So that's what praying does for you. It opens up secret about them to you, and it prevents them from making mistakes so that you don't replicate the same mistakes in your own life. I really hope this video was so helpful. I mean, it is good to have role models. It is good to have people that you look up to. It is good to have people that you really want to become like. But 2 things I must say: do not lose yourself while trying to become like other people. It is okay to learn from them. It is okay to see patterns and want to replicate. But in the place of replication, please do not lose yourself. Another thing I want to say is that you should trust the process of becoming. I know it takes time, it takes a lot of process, but just trust that process of becoming. While you're looking up to these people, ensure you're praying for them and ensure that you're following closely. And trust me, you're just going to become. Right? You're just going to become. I remember there was a time I always watched Dima Ume's videos. I always watched Dima Ume's videos on makeup on YouTube during the COVID-19 pandemic, and I realized that I started talking like her. That was because I was following her closely. I was following her back to back. Even the videos that she uploaded before I knew about her, I was consuming them like no man's business. and then I began to speak like her. It wasn't like I consciously said I want to start talking like Dima or me, but because I was consuming her content, so much, I began to talk like her. This is exactly what happens. So you cannot even throw out the place of you doing the work. You need to do the work. You need to take yourself in the position of a student and learn at their feet. I really hope this video was so helpful. If it was, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe to this channel. And if you know your friends who really need to hear this, please share this video with them. And until I see you in my next video, bye bye.